Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who can it be knocking at my door? It's Hank Haney. Hello, come inside. Fix my swing now, would you please? He couldn't fix Charles Barkley's swing.
Nobody could.
But nobody can. It's not Hank Haney's fault. It's not. But Charmin couldn't. Anyway, Hank Haney's on the line. Hank, it's Boomer Esiason and Craig Carton on the Fan in New York City, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Good. So the name of the book, The Big Miss, obviously controversial. I have read the entire book, and we have some questions for you about it, of course. But I've noticed, Hank, in the interviews you've done prior to this one, that you seem shockingly surprised that people don't view the book as some type of ode to the greatness of Tiger Woods. And that's confusing to me, why you don't think people are reading the book the way you claim to have intended it to come across.
Well, they are. I mean, the responses that I'm getting from people that have read the book have been, overwhelmingly that way. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, the people that are writing me on Twitter and sending me messages and emails, it's just amazing. I mean, that's what they view it as so much. But I didn't think that everybody would have the same view. I mean, that wasn't, necessarily, something that I was, totally concerned about. I mean, I just wanted to write a book about what I consider to be golf history and my time helping someone that I think is the greatest player ever.
Well, it's obviously more than a golf book because you talk about personal stuff, which we're going to get into here in a minute. But let me read to you a statement from Mark Steinberg, the longtime agent, of course, of Tiger, and get you to respond, at least on the record, to what Mark said, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Haney admits he never had in-depth personal discussions with Tiger. This self-serving book is full of guesses and false assumptions. Most don't merit a response, but his stories about Tiger's injuries are simply not true. Tiger's injuries and how they occurred were exactly as described at the time they happened. Despite repeated claims that this is a golf book, it's not. End of quote from Mark Steinberg. How do you react to that, Hank?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that obviously I just respond to. I'll pick the one that he talked about, the injuries. Tiger's knee, left knee. I first heard about his knee being injured, but with a lady at a clinic that I was at. Her husband is a Navy SEAL stationed in California, and he was there the day that Tiger was there, and he said that Tiger hurt his knee that day. He thought he hurt it pretty bad. Then Tiger told a friend of mine, who's also a friend of his, that is where he blew out his knee, was at the Navy kill house near San Diego, where he was working with the SEALs. He came around the corner. He didn't get into his spring stance, took a left-hand turn around the corner, didn't get into his spring stance, which is the SEAL term for bracing yourself into the stance. He got kicked on the side of the knee. So, that's what I was going off of, two different, sources telling me that. As far as his Achilles injury, the first time he hurt his right Achilles was at the Nike training facility. He's testing some shoes or doing some sort of testing for them, but he re-aggravated it doing Olympic-style lifting, and that was the right Achilles that Dr. Galea had treated. And so, I mean, I've got pretty specific details and more than one source that backs up all of these things.
It's kind of interesting. We talked to Hank Haney is that, a lot of people out there, Hank, feel like this is a violation of, privacy of Tigers, and we all know that there's a salacious component of this book. As a matter of fact, reading some of the articles that have been written about the book, are actually, I can understand, would make people's stomach turn. Like one of these, this particular headline, book paints Woods as a porn-loving cheapskate. You had to know that there was going to be some.
It doesn't say anything like that in the book, though.
I know that, but I'm just saying. But this is going to be the reaction that this book was going to elicit, because it is more about who Tiger is as an athlete, more so than who he is as a golfer, that people really care about.
Well, there was a story in the book that told about Tiger's sense of humor. That he told me specifically this story. That had to do with an adult video channel, and that got turned into something totally different, like you just quoted. But that's going to happen, I guess. But I think when people read the book, they definitely will come away with a different
But
idea.
Hank, isn't it to me? And listen, we're all public figures at this point. No one as big as Tiger Woods, though. It's such a violation of that trust that he put in guys like you, Butch Harmon, Steve Williams. You're the people that he allows into his world that he has to trust implicitly. And then if you wrote a book about Tiger Woods on the course solely, why is he hit an 8-iron the way he does? You know, the great putt in the Masters, the chip in, all that stuff.
Or the insecurity of the driver in his hand.
Right,
You know?
and Tiger writes the forward for it, the art of the swing, whatever it is. I think everyone accept that, but you have gone well beyond writing a golf book about Tiger. You talk about his wife in the book. You
I talk about his wife in areas where it only pertains to his golf. I mean, the first time I talked about his wife was when she said that, you know, she asked Tiger, what are we going to do to celebrate? And Tiger said, we don't celebrate victories like this because...
Hank, you talked about the icy stares between the two of them after the accident when you saw him on the range outside of his house. What's that got to do with golf?
Because Tiger was preparing for his first tournament back, which was the Masters. I was there preparing with him.
Right.
It was pertinent to his mindset at the time. You know, when you're a golfer, it's very obviously it's a very mental game, and I thought that was pertinent to his.
Let me ask you this:
preparation. So when I am saying something like that in the book, one little comment about an icy stare, I don't think that's getting like.
But it goes beyond golf. It goes beyond what happens inside the ropes.
People have different opinions, and I'm very aware that that's going to be the case. But I'm not the first coach that's ever written.
No, but it doesn't matter. But don't you think it's a violation?
No, I don't feel like it was.
You don't see that at all. That Tiger Woods allowed you into his world, obviously paid you, I assume, a decent amount of money to be his coach. Without Tiger Woods, you're not getting TV shows, you're not writing books, and you don't view it as a basic violation of the man's trust?
Listen, I viewed it as my memories, too. And these weren't just his memories. He didn't have an exclusive on those memories. I wanted to share my observations, my thoughts, about his greatness, the complexities that make him up as a golfer, as a person. If I had all positive things in the book, it wouldn't have been an honest book. I wanted to write an honest book about working with Tiger Woods and the observations I made about his greatness and what it was like to coach him. And I realize that people are going to have different opinions. I'm not the first coach that's ever written a book. Phil Jackson wrote a book.
Yeah, it doesn't make it right.
John Wooden wrote it. It doesn't make them right either. But
No.
if I broke the code, then they broke the code too.
Well, here's the thing. As we talked to Hank Haney, it's kind of interesting. Rick Smith, obviously, you know who he is. He's the longtime swing instructor, PGA Tour instructor, kind of like you are. Worked with Phil Mickelson all those years. I mean, he came out and he blistered you, Hank, and he basically said that, that this was a violation of the code between coach and individual player here. When Phil Jackson's writing a book, he's really writing it about a team. You're writing it about an individual and your relationship with that individual.
Phil Jackson wrote a lot about Kobe Bryant, and that wasn't, yes, Kobe Bryant was a part of the team, but he wrote about individuals, and Joe Torre did too. And I'm not, like I said, many coaches have written books, and to single me out is like I'm the only coach that's ever written a book. If I broke the code, then they broke the code too.
Yeah, but you broke the code. That's what you did.
But if I said, Hank, that, I don't know, Bobby Valentine gets all over Joe Torre for writing the book, I'm saying that because Bobby Valentine has walked a mile in Joe Torre's shoes. Rick Smith has walked in your shoes. He's been around these professional athletes, and he's the one that's really been, very, very vocal about coming out against you with this book.
Well, that's his opinion, and he's entitled to that. I don't really have any problem with that. We just happen to have a different opinion.
Hank Haney joins us. The book is The Big Miss. It's about his years coaching the greatest golfer that ever lived, and my favorite golfer, Tiger Woods. Hank, having read the book, a couple of things come out to me that I find fascinating, and having never met you or talked to you, and not knowing you, the person that Hank Haney is. Two things that I took out of the book, outside of the obvious abuse of trust that Tiger gave to you, and that is one. There are moments in the book.
Your opinion.
Fine. Well, my opinion is that you broke the trust. You come across a couple times in the book, in my opinion, almost like you want to be a martyr. Like, I did so much for Tiger. I was there for Tiger. I wanted to quit so many times, but I did it for Tiger. And the other thing you do, which is fascinating to me and shows me insight into you, having never met you, is that you spend a chapter in the book when it's so important to you to compare Tiger Woods' win-loss percentage with you as coach versus Butch Harmon as coach. which is such an egotistical play. I'm trying to figure that one out for myself.
Well, like you said, you've never met me,
right?
And I'm looking forward to when we do meet, and I'm sure that you'll have quite a different opinion, because it's not an opinion that many people share. But once again, I mean, I understand your opinion. That was a chapter in the book that summed up, Tiger's record, and also kind of predicted how I thought he was going to do in the future in his pursuit of Jack Nicklaus's record. And you've chosen to take things the way that you want to take them, but other people have chosen a different path and have enjoyed the read. It's a great insight into the greatest player I think that's ever played. And I know that the
do
feedback
you
I'm
think
getting,
of
people
yourself
enjoy
as
the
a
book.
martyr
I'm glad
or
you
no?
read it at least. No,
you,
sir.
you do not think of yourself as some kind of martyr?
It's kind of an interesting thing, though, Hank, because, on one side you're saying he is the greatest player who ever played, which is the ultimate compliment that you could give to anybody.
Right.
But unfortunately, that compliment and some of the things that go along supporting that compliment are being, I think, clouded by all of this other stuff that is in the book that people are now looking for. And, I'm sure that your publisher told you this.
There's a lot of one-sentence excerpts that were extracted from the book, and you did it again this morning. But when you take one sentence out of context, it's going to look a certain way. I think it's just up for people to read the book and make their own decision. And when they do, overwhelmingly, they're making a different decision than what you've made. But that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion.
For sure. And we appreciate you coming on today. And for the record, I have read every page of the book because I was fascinated by it. But
the reason that I bring up the one piece that's out there is that that's the prevailing thought about the book, whether we talk about it in that vein or not.
But that's not, the prevailing thought about the book is going to be the most controversial thought.
Right.
And it's the code thing. But like I said, I mean, there's many coaches that have written a book, and you're saying that this is about an individual as opposed to a team. But every coach that's written a book writes about individuals in the book. So
I tell you what, though,
it's kind of a weak argument.
It's a very strong argument because you betrayed the most fundamental of trust anyone can have, and that is knowing who Tiger Woods is in the world. I don't, but again, it's like saying, hey, that guy killed someone, so if I killed someone, let me just keep going back to that guy. You betrayed the man's trust.
So you're saying that Phil Jackson did betray the trust?
Yes, I think everybody that writes a tell-all book about the men that they work with without those men's permission has violated a basic fundamental trust between human beings, much like if you had an assistant working for you who knew everything about your personal life. Hold on.
I thought this was an interview.
It is an interview because it's offensive to me. It's offensive that you're making money.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
You're going to hang up because you're a coward.
No, they're good. I'm not going to hang up. I'd never hang up.
Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Don't be a coward.
You don't even know me. The thing is,
I know enough. Listen,
you don't even know me.
Let me ask you a question.
So
How many times in the book do you write, Hank Haney? In 1 second. How many times in the book do you write, and it seems like it's every freaking page, that anytime Tiger hits a bad shot, you were like, I knew that was coming. I could have fixed that. But when he hits a good shot, it's based on your tutelage.
I never said anything like that.
You write it throughout the entire book.
Oh, no, I didn't. You're making stuff up now. You said that these other coaches broke the code, and at least I'm in good company. And
No, you're not in good company.
Yeah, I'm in good company. So
Let me ask you a quick question, Hank. Let's say there's a young guy out there who viewed you as a superstar coach, and let's even say you took that kid under your wing, right? And that kid became like family to you. And that kid saw you not just as a professional, but learned who the real Hank Haney was. The warts, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the family stuff, everything about you as a person beyond just being a great swing coach, right? And let's say that guy decided, for whatever reason, because Hank Haney's so popular, I'm now going to write a book and I'm going to tell all of it. Wouldn't you be offended by that or feel violated by that?
I don't think a lot of people would buy a book on Hank.
That's not the point. Would you? That's not the point.
Having said that, I understand your point, but the fact of the matter is you're exaggerating the content of the book. And I think when people read the book, they thoroughly enjoy it. That's the feedback that.
Would you feel violated if someone did it to you?
Would I feel violated if someone did it to me? I didn't do that. I kept everything in the book.
Just a simple question. Would you feel violated if somebody did it to you?
There are so many things that I left out of this book that would have been going way beyond the line that I.
Well, that's a cheap threat right there. Come on.
I felt like I did.
But why won't you answer my question? We're men. I asked you a simple question.
I felt like I did not go across. No, I wouldn't. I felt like I did not go across the line because the book has to do with golf.
So if a guy talked about your former wife and talked about it the way you talked about it, and a relationship with her and the kids and everything else, you wouldn't feel violated by that?
I didn't talk about. I talked about that Tiger was a good father.
You talk about their relationship.
I did not.
Yeah, you
No, I
talk
don't
about
talk
how
about
when
that.
they first got married and things were great to the point where when Elon decides there's no TV at dinner time, how it was a very icy, cold relationship and no talking. You told secrets about a family man's life.
That's a secret?
Sure, I never knew that. I didn't know you couldn't watch TV in the Tiger Woods house, nor do I give a damn. You did. That's not. What's that got to do with golf?
It pertained to
the fact that the Woods can't watch TV at dinner time
of Tiger.
So in other words, Tiger Woods going along with his wife, and listen, we have the same policy, but no one gives a damn. The fact that they can't watch TV at dinner time has what to do with winning the Masters? Nothing. It's a salacious book to make money.
Oh, it is not a salacious
How much?
book.
What
You
was
know
your
that.
advance?
You
How
know
much?
that's not- Okay, guys, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree.
How much money
that's
did
all
you?
we can do.
How much money were you paid to write the book?
Oh, that's totally irrelevant.
Why?
There's nothing that we're going to be able to agree on, I don't think.
Except
but I
we'll agree on
appreciate you
this.
having me on.
Let's
And I
agree on
appreciate
this,
you
and
reading
don't
the
hang
book.
up. Don't be a coward.
No, he's not gonna hang
We
up.
will
Stop
agree on
telling me
this.
that I'm a
Right.
coward,
Let's
because
agree on
I'm not
this.
a coward.
As men, let's agree on this. Even now, years.
You're the one that keeps calling everybody cowards, and then you come back with as men. So
Let's
come
do
on.
this as men. Let's do this.
All right.
All right.
I mean,
let's
that's a little bit ridiculous.
let's agree on
isn't
one
it?
thing. Let's agree on one thing.
Yeah.
That even now, how many years later since you've no longer been Tiger Woods' coach, you are still milking off the teat that is the Tiger Woods cow. How about that?
That is not correct. But
No?
you just go ahead and have whatever opinion that you want to have, okay? I wrote a book on my coaching, Tiger Woods, that detailed his greatness and the events that I partake in and partook in. And you have your opinion, and that's okay. But I think when people read the book,
Yes.
they will have a different opinion than the majority have. That's just a fact. But you are definitely entitled to your opinion.
What do you
and
think
obviously
the
it's a very
general
strong
opinion
one.
is? Forget about my opinion. What do you think overall, outside of the guys that'll kiss your ass like the guys that'll kiss my ass and Boomer's ass and Tiger's ass, what do you think overall the general perception is of your book, Hank?
It's great insight into the greatness that is Tiger Woods. That's the feedback that I am hearing.
And am I the first guy to give you a hard time about breaking that trust?
Well, you're definitely the most vocal, and you're definitely the only one that yelled and screamed and called me a coward.
Well, I thought you were going to hang
other
up.
than
Well, no,
that,
he didn't call you a guy. He said, "Don't be a coward."
Don't be a
hang up.
coward. I
That's
didn't
what he
call
said.
you a coward. It'd
There's
be like
very
me
few-
saying to Boomer, "Don't be a jackass." Now let me ask you a question.
But your opinion has definitely not been the majority so far. Let me just say
What
that.
will happen, because I imagine you have not talked to Tiger since the book came out. You have to imagine Tiger's livid at the book as I would be. I would be cursing you up and down. If I saw you, I'd want to punch you
Well,
right in
he
the mouth.
basically said he's not going to read it.
Well, if I'm Tiger Woods, by the way, I don't want to read this trash either. The golf stuff's one thing. The personal stuff to me
He
is out
reads
of bounds.
everything.
Only because if you called it, here's my tell-all book about Tiger Woods, my expectation would be a tell-all book about Tiger Woods. When you call it a golf book about Tiger Woods, I don't expect all the other nonsense. My question to you now is this. You're under the big tree at the Masters this week. You see Tiger. Do you avoid him, or do you walk up to him and shake his hand and say something to him, assuming he would take that handshake?
I mean, I have no problem with Tiger. Why would I have a problem with Tiger?
Well, you said you wanted to avoid him at one of those events.
No, I didn't avoid him. I went right up to him. I walked straight up to him.
You were very
immediately.
nervous about it, you said.
I mean, it was a time when I hadn't seen him in a while. I wondered how it was going to go. I walked right up to him immediately. I never hesitated for 1 second. That's a great scene that was described in
Right.
one of the chapters in the book. I don't have any problem with Tiger. Why would I have a problem with Tiger?
Well, I know you're making money off him. You probably love the guy.
Well, you
Probably write three more books.
could have a problem with Tiger simply because the perception of the book, as I've been telling you, Hank, while there are a lot of good things in there for the golfer who appreciates the golf teaching and all that other stuff, unfortunately, it's going to be clouded by all this other nonsense about the Zach Johnson watching a porn film with Tiger at a Ryder Cup event. I mean, all these different things are going to basically, I would say, camouflage what you're trying to say about the greatest golfer of all time in your eyes.
They frame the story and talk about Tiger as a person. Like I said, if the book was all overly positive, it wouldn't have been honest. I wanted to write an honest book, but I wanted to stay within within the realm of where I felt like it had to do with this golf, and that's what I felt like it did. And I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate you guys having a different opinion.
You know
It's
the
fine.
shame. Here's the shame of
I
it.
don't have a problem with that.
Here's the shame of it. You could have written such a badass book about the greatest golfer to ever walk the planet without getting into any of the personal stuff, and it would have been a great read. And I bet you Tiger would have endorsed it, and he would have written a forward for you. And let me tell you something.
Tiger wouldn't endorse any book.
It would have been.
But that's okay. But I mean, it's been. You know what? I've enjoyed talking to you guys. It's been, great. You have your opinion. I have mine. I can't wait for people to read the book. A lot of people are enjoying the book, and I enjoyed writing it, and I'm very proud of it. So I am looking forward to more feedback. And
well, listen,
obviously this is some feedback.
I think you're a horrible human being, and I think guys like you
don't know me.
I know you enough, and here's what I know about you. The guy paid you probably over the course of your time with him well in excess of $1 million. Without him, you don't have a TV show. Without him, outside of diehard golf fans, no one knows who you are. And here's the reality.
You just told me he paid
Because
me
I figured I'm saying over the course of the years you coached for him and all the things that came with being Tiger's coach, easily you made over $1 million. There's no doubt in my mind about it. You probably got $500,000 up front to write this book, and you probably pitched it to the publisher as a tell-all book about the one guy that may have known Tiger better than almost anybody. And it's guys like you, the scum of the earth, that abrogate a relationship and say things about men that only they know, which is so patently offensive to the trust that public figures on the level of Tiger Woods have to be careful about. It's disgusting. It's no speech. It's ad lib. I'm disgusted by it. I hope that every golfer in America now is fearful of allowing you to be their swing coach, because here's the reality of Hank Haney. Hank Haney's going to get to know you. And like a snake in the grass, if he can make money off you one day in the future, he's going to do it. And I can't stand guys like you. Because it's hard enough for a guy like Tiger Woods, I have to imagine, to let someone come into his world and to have complete, utter trust in that man, which you have to do to become better and use a coach. And then for that guy to turn around and tell the most, family secrets that have nothing to do with golf and put that crap off as a golf book is obnoxious.
Okay, all right.
And Hank Haney hung up. And I knew he was going to hang up.
And I knew you were going to
go buy the book, make Hank Haney a millionaire grade. The guy is pond scum. He's like the what's it called? The Kimura fish with the shark. He's going to feed off the belly of Tiger Woods.
It's called the remora.
Whatever it's called.
It's not the Kimura.
He's nothing but a remora. One of those dopey little fish that hopes the shark bites something so he can get a little piece of it. And it's obnoxious that these guys go out there and write books telling personal secrets about guys that entrusted them with their family. We all know about Tiger Woods. We know the story's been told a million times. We had as much fun with it as anybody. And yes, everyone knows I love Tiger Woods, my favorite golfer of all time. I pick him to win every freaking tournament, and I always will. But to allow a guy into your world and then turn around after that guy has done so much for you professionally and personally, and then write a book that goes beyond playing golf. If you want to write a book about inside the white lines and what goes through Tiger's mind on a big shot and how his swing has changed. Oh, by the way, that stuff is fascinating to golf fans and sports fans because of the iconic figure that Tiger is. When you then write a chapter about Tiger and his now obviously ex-wife, and you talk about the dinner table, and you talk about their relationship prior to the incidents and after the incidents, the Thanksgiving Day nonsense, all that stuff, you have now crossed the line that there is no return from. Inexcusable. You should have called Tiger up and said, Tiger, can I have $1 million? As opposed to writing a book that betrays the basic, most common trust between men. And it's wrong.
How about, you talk about that. How about his take on his relationship with Phil Mickelson? He says that Woods felt his foe was a phony and got more positive media coverage, perhaps motivated by a racial bias, Haney writes. I have no doubt Tiger felt racial vibes in what he read and heard on and off the course, especially when he was matched up against Phil. I mean, that alone
now
creates and I don't know the relationship between Phil and Tiger, But that alone now all of a sudden highlights that particular relationship.
Listen, the golf stuff is fascinating. And listen, being a big Tiger fan, I love reading about the golf stuff. I get it. It's the only reason I watch golf is because Tiger's on TV. No Tiger, no Craigie watching golf, as I talk about myself in the third person.
Yeah, I get
like
it.
us celebrities like to do.
But here's the deal.
But it just sickens me
it's
that,
not unlike what,
that you write the book in that stuff.
Part of it, you could make an argument that it's not unlike what Jose Canseco did to Mark McGwire and everybody else.
And by the way, the fact that someone else did it doesn't make it better. You're all a bunch of scumbags.
Well,
every one of you that writes a tell-all book about guys that thought they could be themselves and be open and honest with you as men do in a locker room, in a sport, whatever it is, and then to turn around and see a guy that you trusted, a guy that, listen, you have guys in your life, I do too, that you allow near your family.
Sure.
Guys that you will open up to and be very open and personal with.
They're your buddies.
And share your dreams, your fears, life, right?
That's right.
And you do that because you get to a point where you feel comfortable that guy's with me. He's in my inner circle. He's got my back and I got his.
And this book is more than just a golf book.
Right.
And why is this book more than just a golf book? Because it's about the greatest golfer maybe in the history of golf who basically fell on his face because of his off-the-course doings.
Right. And by the way...
And that's why this book, along with the salacious, one-sentence blurbs that he talks about, is going to sell.
I meant to ask him, I should have asked him. I wonder if anyone that works would have, you think Hank Haney had a non-disclosure? I would think he probably did, right?
You mean for a Tiger, you mean?
Yeah, if I'm Tiger, I'd make everyone sign one. If I'm at that level, screw you. You're not going to write a book about me.
Well, if he doesn't, then Mark Steinberg's not doing his job.
Well, he's going to have one from now on, I can tell you that. I know I'm being on a soapbox. It just pains me that, you're making money off the guy years later. You're a very talented swing coach. Make money at what you do. And be thankful that Tiger Woods brought you into his world, because without Tiger Woods, you don't have a TV show, right?
So
you don't have the ability to make all this extra money. It's just patently offensive. And if I'm a pro golfer and Hank Haney's available to coach me, as good as he might be as a coach, I can't allow him to coach me because I now have to worry. What if he sees something going on in my house and 5 years from now took a note on it and decides to write a book about it?
Should be like Rick Smith. And Rick Smith is the swing coach who basically says, I'd rather be broke and living on the street than ever violate the teacher-player confidentiality.
It's common humanity is what it is, Boomer.
Well.
And by the way, if you do read the book, and listen, I hate to sell the book for the guy, I really do, you'll see chapter after chapter where it's all about him. I'm a martyr. I wanted to quit so many times, but I did it for Tiger. I kept coming back. Like he was abused or something like that and couldn't leave the house. You're an idiot. Then literally, he talks multiple times about Tiger hits a wayward fairway iron. It happens. Oh, you know what? If he had listened to me, he wouldn't hit that shot. I mean, it's unbelievable. Really is unbelievable. And from the way I read it, Tiger couldn't have been more gracious to him, more generous to him.
Not anymore.
No, but nobody should. Nobody.
Lee Jansen, Rocco Mediate, all these guys are taking shots at Hank Haney now.
Right.
I just wonder, and I just hope. I was trying to get a word in edgewise there. It was almost impossible.
I apologize for that, but
I know you're all tigered up. I get all that stuff.
Tiger's my man.
But I was just going to say, man, I hope they paid him enough money to put himself through this. I really do. I don't even know what that number would be.
I guarantee it's at least $500,000. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but after taxes, it's $250,000.
You and your taxes.
You gotta say that. All right, I'm gonna put $250,000 in my bank account, and I'm gonna be the pariah that has become Hank
He doesn't
Haney.
view himself that way. He has his myopic glasses on where he thinks, hey, Phil Jackson did it, so it's okay if I did it. And he's got, like everyone has in the world, he's got yes people saying, oh, Hank, what a great book. Oh, Hank. Oh, Hanky Haney. Oh, Hanky. I hope Tiger wins the Masters by 30 strokes.
Right.
And whoever the new swing coach is, his name escapes me right now.
Let him write a book.
I hope he, by the way, and the new caddy, I hope they dance an Irish jig in front of Haney and Steve Williams.
And
Another big mouth.
And how about all this stuff with the Navy SEAL stuff and everything?
Yeah.
And the situation that it puts Tiger in. And
Johnny Bravo.
And the Navy
Tiger.
SEALs where they have to deny all this stuff.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to be an FBI agent as a kid. And if the FBI came to me and said, Craig, we're going to let you train with the FBI, where do I go? I'm signing up.
You're in.
And the other thing, again, I don't know if he did or didn't get hurt training with the SEALs. I can tell you as a fact, the Navy SEALs would never allow a non-SEAL member or Navy member to participate in a drill that would put them in any type of physical harm for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah, but
let alone Tiger Woods.
But if you're one of those Navy SEAls,
Johnny Bravo, Johnny Bravo.
Tiger Woods is on the base.
Tiger
Woods
one,
is on the base.
TW. Tiger one, TW. Left flank, left flank. Ah! Brr, brr. Woods has us cornered. Brr, brr.
That explains why Tiger Woods was on his stomach coming out of the woods after the 18th hole last week. No, but could you imagine if you were a Navy SEAL and Tiger Woods wanted to come and work with you?
You say yes.
Oh yeah, come on.
Damn
baby.
right, coming
How
out
great
to
would that
San
be?
Diego, brother. Let's train.
See, he wanted to go to San Diego and train with the Navy SEAls.
Right.
Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley wanted to go to Vegas.
Right, which you can probably find them right now at the blackjack tables, possibly.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, listen, his alleged or allegations of the injury, of the knee injury, the Achilles,
Right.
It's like triple hearsay. This guy told the secretary,
Right.
whose brother is a SEAL, yeah, let's play the whisper down the lane game and write a book
So
about it.
basically, that's a violation of ethics and code.
Of
right?
course.
I mean, you're gonna
Hearsay.
isn't that supposed to be like a doctor-patient privilege or
By
something?
the way,
You know?
I wonder if you think Tiger plays Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Because, I could see me and Tiger a little Call of Duty together.
I
TW at CC. You take the left flank, I got the right flank. Johnny Bravo. We're going to attack on 3, 2, 1. CC, where'd you get him, kid? You got it,
Haney.
TW.
Go get him.
Of course, what Tiger doesn't know is that if I get bored in that game,
Yes.
he gets shot.
I know, you take everybody out.
I take everybody
As soon as
out.
the ADD kicks in.
That's right.
Hey, you know what, though? I'll tell you what. Hank Haney's trying to make money. He's trying to write a book. I get all of that. Everybody is going to really focus on the salacious details. I think that you got your point across that nobody likes a snitch.
No. By the way, I'm almost done writing my book, and I'm going to add a new chapter to it.
What's it going to be called?
The Boomer You Don't Know.
Good.
Boomer Esiason signed up for American Idol Nation.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, all I know is that we've now had 2 guys hang up on us.
Hank Haney and Jose Canseco.
That's right.
Well, there you go. Good company there.
And the undercurrent of those books are what? A violation.
A violation of locker room trust, or in this case, one-on-one trust.
Coach to pupil trust.
Boomer and Carton on the fan. We went crazy long there, but I feel pretty good about it. I have exorcised the
You're
demons.
feeling good now, right?
This studio is clear.
Woo, baby. I'm getting pretty heated.
I like Tiger to win the Masters by 9 strokes, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to shove it right in Hank Haney's face. That's why he played Bay Hill. Right in your face, Hank Haney.
Yeah, okay.
Boomer and Carton on the fan.
And I was gonna ask him for a couple tips.
Couple tips.
Yeah.
You open up your hips too fast. There you
Is
go.
that what it is?
That's what it is. I'm just helping you out there.
I'm a hip opener.
Johnny Bravo. Johnny TW, CC. Johnny Bravo.
Oh boy, thank God it's Friday. Hey, Can I go now?
By the way, when I show up at Sabonic with Tiger as my partner, you're
Yes.
going down, dude.
Yeah, okay,
I can
man.
tell you that right now. Not only a golf way, in a
Yes.
Navy SEAL way.
You
We're
ain't
going to
get-
cut your Achilles.
Dude, you're not getting on Sabonic, so forget it.
Let me tell you something right now. If I
got
show
that-
up, if I
you
show up
got the-
alone, Sabonic welcomes me with open
Yeah,
arms.
you got that Tour GCX card
That
that
don't
you've been
work.
talking about so much?
Let me tell you something real quick. If I roll up like this in my plain Jane stripper shirt,
Right.
and I'm like, yo, Sabonic, let's go. They're like, CC.
I don't think that's happening.
They go, CC, let's go right now. You cut the line.
You know what I hear? I hear they love cargo shorts there.
That's what I roll in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it goes.
Cargo shorts with little phrase on the bottom.
All right, Boomer and Carton on the fan. You know the deal with Ray Cattina, Motor Car, and Edison.
The race for home ice in the playoffs is like racing to catch your 6 o'clock train. You don't let anyone get in your way.
In front to shot, score!
Catch your train. Watch the game. Rangers, Canadians, tonight on MSG Plus. Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover.
Now lease a 2012 SRX crossover for $435 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
Are you struggling to make your monthly credit card or mortgage payments? If you're facing financial difficulty, call the law offices of David I. Pankin PC for a free legal consultation and find out if bankruptcy is the solution for you.
Our bankruptcy lawyers help thousands of clients, just like you, get the fresh start you deserve.
Thanks for the new start. I can now start rebuilding my finances. What a huge relief.
I have no words to express my gratitude.
Let bankruptcy help you take control of your life and your finances.
Filing bankruptcy doesn't mean you have to lose your house or your car. It means you can stop those harassing phone calls, eliminate your debt, and still rebuild your credit.
After all, bankruptcy is not the end, it's a new beginning.
To find out how you can be debt-free and get a financial fresh start, call the law offices of David I. Pankin PC at 888-LAW-9600. The consultation is free, so call 888-LAW-9600 today.
It's March, and it's mayhem. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be wishing it was February. So get Allstate.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate agents.
Carton will return in just a moment. Hey, you know what else only takes a moment? Becoming an MSG Insider. You'll get exclusive videos.
This is the finest thing these two Irishis have ever seen.
Oh boy. Program alerts, special offers, and sweepstakes before anyone else.
They're going to give me a little action. I'm going to take it for all it's worth.
All sent to your email or mobile phone.
That's right.
Don't be left out. Sign up right now at msginsider.com/MSG Networks.
Come get some.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A restful night's sleep is known to speed metabolism and aid in weight loss. But a lot of mattresses can come at a steep price. Now, thanks to Ashley Sleep, you can sleep well, sleep safe, and pay less. Our memory foam, exclusive R3 foam, and gel mattresses reduce odor, absorb moisture, and support your body for a deep sleep. Ashley Sleep, a better sleep at a better price. Before you buy a mattress anywhere, visit ashleysleep.com.
There are a few who move toward the sounds of chaos. Forged in the crucible of training, they are the first to move toward the sounds of tyranny, injustice, and despair. They are the few, the proud, the Marines.
People everywhere are dropping everything to get to the Nissan Now sales event. Get great deals now. Lease Altima, just $179. Or Rogue, only $209. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your tri-state Nissan dealer. Event ends April 2nd. Do it now.
Charcoal went out already? Forget it.
There's more barbecue time in every bag of Kingsford charcoal. Kingsford, slow down and grill.
They come at you in waves, unrelenting waves, and they're everywhere. They're frenetic, suffocating. They're in the air. They're on the ground. They're inside, outside. They're the second unit. They're Mob Deep.
Nolan for three. It's gone. Steve Nolan does it again. Super for Steve Davis behind the back. By Smith and throws it down.
Knicks Hawks tonight on MSG. Devils Canes Saturday night on MSG Plus.
Moment of the Day is brought to you by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
This hour of Boomer and Carton is presented by the Visa Prepaid Card. Go open a new world at visaprepaid.com.
On the westbound side, heavier than the Grand Central. Now the delays, you're moving about 15 miles per hour as you go through the fairgrounds into Junction Boulevard. Got an accident on the Sprain, southbound at the Cross Westchester. Delays behind that one. Getting into the city, the Lincoln is still going to cost you about $45. 25 at the Holland, George Washington Bridge, down to 10. This report by VolvoCountry.com. VolvoCountry.com, the country's largest Volvo dealer, selling and servicing Volvos for over 25 years. 3 convenient locations, Bridgewater Volvo, Volvo Princeton, and Volvo of Edison. VolvoCountry.com, the best choice for your next vehicle. FAN weather, sunshine today, high reaching 56. Currently, it's 43 degrees in Central Park. I'm Christina Lang with the STSTire.com Fan Highway Patrol.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Craig Carton.
All right, 9:43. Give me some.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
I will say this. Now, after we've all taken stock of the interview with Hank Haney, you were the best I think you've ever been. I really do. I think you got lost in the whole thing, because I know that we're all perturbed by the book and the subject matter of the book and how Tiger's being presented here and why the exploitation of Tiger for somebody to put some money in his pocket. But I got to commend you. I really do. I mean, I just sat there in utter amazement and watch you go off and basically call a guy to his face scum of the earth. Scum of the earth, I think you said.
Just anyone listening, imagine if someone did it to you.
Right.
And that's the only way to look at it.
And you're talking about one of the most popular figures, whether for good reasons or bad reasons. Iconic figures in the world.
Right.
Anywhere Tiger goes, there's no freedom, there's no peace, there's no solitude, there's nothing.
Which is why I have a non-disclosure with Al Dukes. If Al Dukes ever says anything about my morning habits here at the Fan, I sue him. And I take him off the list for Mega Millions, $500 million tonight.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Jerry's got the update. Quickly, what do we got, Jerome?
Brought to you by All-American Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in the Northeast, and brought to you by Valley National Bank, serving the business community since 1927.
Hey, real quick, Jerry, this guy's been hanging on forever. He wants to do a Go New York chant, and why not? Wayne's in Bethpage. I'll probably be playing there next week. Wayne, what do you got? Give me the Go New York, Go New York, go. Go.
Guys, go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go. All right, good job. No, leave it at that.
Calm down now.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah. And those
know your limitations, son.
Those Knickerbockers in Atlanta tonight to take on the Hawks. They're 2.5 games out of first place. Now it's time for a new segment that I like to call...
It's Boomer and Carton's Quote of the Day.
Hank Haney meet Craig Carton.
I think you're a horrible human being.
Islanders last beat Pittsburgh by the score of 5-3. Also, the Devils with a win last night as they beat Tampa by a score of 6-4. Can't make it up.
Sorry.
Can't make it up. This report brought to you by...
Anybody else pushing any more books, Al?
Get them on.
Listen, they couldn't pay me enough to do something like that. I mean, honestly, when you think of it, how much money could they be paying Hank Haney? What do you think the top end number is for this book?
The maximum he got as an advance, $1 million. All
right,
and I can see by the way,
that much.
Yeah. And I could see him getting
it's
$1
Tiger
million.
Woods, man.
I understand, but he's not Tiger Woods.
Here's how
nobody's writing about
Boomer
Tiger
can tell you
Woods.
this, and now I've experienced with it because my book's being published by Simon & Schuster, right? When they sit down with you, they say, give us an example of some of the things you're going to write about.
And it's got to be compelling.
So Hank Haney goes in there, and Hank Haney says, let me tell you, it's alleged how Tiger Woods really hurt his knee. Oh, wow, this is going to be great.
How about the comment in regards to Phil Mickelson? How about the comment about... a couple of these other golfers that he's playing against. I mean, everything, that's what's selling this book.
And by the way, the last 35 minutes didn't hurt that
Right,
either.
but I think the hardcore golf fan wants to hear about golf swings and what they're looking at, and people who follow Tiger on a close basis want to know what maybe he was thinking during a particular tournament. But I think what sells this book to the masses, to the people that are not just golf fans but are people who know of Tiger Woods, are the salacious quotes that he puts in the book.
Here are the top 2 things in New York City that are trending on Twitter right now. A, National Cleavage Day. Can't go wrong with that.
Is that today?
That's today.
That's a good day.
And number 2, Hank Haney.
There you go. See that?
So we did him a favor, I guess.
That's what I
to a
said about the
certain
last
point.
35 minutes.
Well, that's the rub
Sell
there. I
more
mean,
bu-
people will
more
buy the
books.
book, and listen, if that's what comes out of it, that's what comes out of it.
Yeah.
But I would say, to answer your question, Jerry, $1 million advance, and then once they recoup that in book sales, I'm trying to think. I think you get up to 10%.
That's it? 10%
of
per
gross,
sale?
yeah, something like that, and then it works out beyond that with you go to paperback and all that stuff. But I mean, he's looking at probably $1 million guarantee.
This report's been brought to you by Chevy Equinox, named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy 3 years in a row.
Did you say
Visit
pond scum? What did you call
I
him?
did.
I think
A
it
horrible
was
human being and pond scum.
Scum.
Yeah. I think you're a horrible human being.
Right. Yeah. Visit ChevyOffers.com to find a dealer near you. Now time for Moment of the Day.
Moment of the day!
Obviously, the interview would be, but trying to get a little bit lighter, if you will, a revealing moment for Boomer, who compared an American Idol singer to a Hall of Fame rock group named Led Zeppelin, as she did a Led Zeppelin song.
As I'm walking down the long hallway here to come into the studio, I hear Boomer actually utter the following phrase, which I think I have virtually verbatim. If not, it's pretty damn close. Cherney, this Elise Testone is so good at singing the Zeppelin song that when I actually put Zeppelin on singing it, Zeppelin sounds flat. Now, did you or did you not utter that phrase almost word for word?
Well, that performance.
No.
What time
Did
is
you-
it?
Yes or
no answer.
You have to understand the context.
Yeah, the
of
context,
comments.
it's a 20-year-old chick on American Idol
28.
versus one of the great rock bands of all time.
Yeah, but she killed it the other night.
I don't
man.
say she did.
And the whole
Zeppelin
way that,
sounds flat.
and the way that Idol produced it and the way it looked on television with her voice.
Now it's
she
production
killed it.
qualities.
Of course.
Did you or did you not utter the phrase?
I said under the
Zeppelin
context.
sounds flat compared to Elise Testone.
Yes or no?
Yes, but the context was the performance the other night.
Moment of the day.
Yes.
By
thank
the
you,
way,
Jerry.
today is also the worldwide release of EA Sports Tiger 13.
There's timing for you.
I believe there's going to be a new feature there. Be Hank Haney, watch Tiger play golf, and then tell everyone in the world about what you see.
Well, watch
Unreal.
be Hank Haney and watch Tiger beat down Hank Haney
Oh,
after
no,
the
well,
golf round.
the 5-iron.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Win the Masters, get 5 free shots at Hank Haney. EA Sports should put that in there. Like you should have Tiger Woods target practice
Have Hank
on like
Haney in
the
the fairway.
what's it called, the practice fairway. What's like the range? And you should put targets out there of people Tiger doesn't like. Hank Haney, like it pops up like in the circus. And you have a 3-1. Bam.
You know what I think you did today? I think you put Tiger on par now
I want it, I love.
to win the next 4 majors.
That's it.
Right? He's going to go out
Never
there and
gonna
just
lose
sweep
again.
them all. He's never going to lose again.
Listen, I know
you
I'd
could be his coach.
golf coach.
Yeah, why not?
Shut up.
How about his life coach?
Yeah, maybe I'll be his life coach.
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. All right, what am I doing here? Take calls? All right. Take some calls.
it was break.
Huh?
A break.
Oh, I got to take a break.
Almost gave Eddie a heart attack.
What happened? We went a little long there?
Yeah, just a little.
That Hank Haney thing was
That
a little
first
longer
segment
than
went
expected?
35 minutes.
Yeah, with no commercials. That's a problem.
Red Bull Soccer is back. The next home match is Saturday, March 31st.
The race for home ice in the playoffs is like racing to catch your 6 o'clock train. You don't let anyone get in your way.
In front, the shot, score!
Catch your train. Watch the game. Rangers, Canadians, tonight on MSG+.
The Cadillac CTS Sports Sedan was designed with near-perfect weight balance from front to back. And back to front. For exceptional control from left to right and right to left. We don't just make luxury cars. We make Cadillacs.
Now lease a 2012 CTS Sports sedan for $328 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
Getting to the airport can be stress-free. Just call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service and let us get you there on time and smiling. Whether you're going to LaGuardia, Kennedy, Newark, or riding around town, Dial 7 saves you time and money. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service, 777-7777.
Dish Network claims to be a better value than DirecTV. But did you know that their Top 120 package includes 31 music stations and dozens of TV channels you've probably never even heard of? So why does Dish call it America's Top 120 if you only get a few decent TV channels? With DirecTV's Choice Package, you get the highest rated channels with your favorite shows. The best channels for the best